Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Weekly. Actually, you know what I could have done? It just hit me. I could have done. Where is it?
A countdown
video.
I feel like that.
Don't do the whole thing.
Don't worry, we're never gonna do the countdown ever again.
It counts at 30.
If we do anything, we'll create our own thing that's not 30 seconds long.
Yes, I think a 10-second countdown would have been a lot more.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was just messing around. I mean, some people, patience and whatnot. I'm Chris, Dark Avenger C86. Next to me is Cat.
There goes that proper out the window.
Hey guys,
Mike with Rock 18, Brant, September Press.
What's up, everybody?
Mike Spider Slayer, Comic Book Corner 2.0 should be joining us.
No.
he's not.
Oh,
Chris has not
joining
been
us.
on the chat.
No, I guess not.
You missed everything.
You missed a big thing.
No, he said he wasn't coming.
He couldn't be on this.
I couldn't
be on.
Yeah,
I
he
thought he
couldn't
was
be
going
on.
to be late. Okay, my bad. I
No.
didn't see the fact that he was. I know what happened, but I didn't know he wasn't going to be on.
Yeah,
I thought-
no, he didn't. He didn't get to finish his books because of stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Okay, so unfortunately, Mike Spider Slayer will not be with us today.
This
apologize.
show has been so good so far. I hope you guys are enjoying
The
it.
best show ever.
Wait, let's do it again. No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it again.
I think we're just gonna take away that right from Chris.
What?
And
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna take it away
just
from
revoke
you.
all Chris's rights.
Uh-oh.
But we're gonna get into some news, guys. We're gonna jump into this show, and let me tell you, this has been the least amount of news. I think even COVID, we had more news than
Yeah, we
what
did.
we have.
Even on the lightest.
Yeah. This is like the lightest of the year, I feel like. I don't remember a time that has been this light. And I honestly, when Monday came around, I wanted to message guys, say, oh, there's not like a lot of news this week. But I thought you guys would be like, oh, just you wait, you're going to jinx it now. Maybe because I didn't say anything.
See,
I
don't
didn't jinx anything.
Yeah. You jinxed our show.
I did. We have so little stuff to talk about. But luckily, we do have a lot of comics. And after that, stay tuned to a Q&A section. So we'll do a Q&A. So not now. Save your questions for after the comics. Oh, and also, we are going to talk about Chadwick Bosman's sad passing. We do want to give our condolences to his family and his friends, and it's very sad. And we wanted to mention that outside the news. It's not a news piece. This is a person's life, and we just wanted to send our condolences on that regard.
Far too young. I mean, he was my age, and that when that happens, it just like makes you really think and appreciate things, and just. I just wanted to say real quick, the fact that he did everything he did while fighting this is just like totally admirable and just like kind of unbelievable. So it's crazy and kind of hit me hard. So
yeah,
He just fought this cancer for like so many years, and played a great movie in the Black Panther, and there were other movies too that he played in. And just to hear that was just really just tragic. And I was so upset by this news. I just couldn't believe it, especially with the backstory of, cancer and everything. But what we got to say is, Wakanda forever. That's all I could say to that.
Chris, if you have anything to say.
I was just, when first I found out I was actually streaming on Twitch, I thought that, when I was told, because at first it was like Black Panther died. I'm like, what do you mean? And then it was like, went back and forth. And then finally I found out it was Boseman. And I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe, so young. And cancer is definitely something we need to find a cure for. Hopefully one day we will find a cure for all types of cancer. And we won't lose so many people so young. We lost our father this year to cancer as well. Cancer is a horrible, horrible disease.
Yeah, so our condolences are sent, and obviously,
one more thing, actually, I got to give the man. He was fighting it, and while he was fighting it, he was still doing movies, and no one knew. So I have to give him props for what he did while he was suffering through his cancer.
And also just like hearing out now, especially just how kind of a person he was, and just like how down to earth. I hate using that word, but like grounded he was as a person. I read an article from Yahoo about this journalist who ended up becoming like really good friends with him before he like knew he was a journalist, and then like their complicated relationship because he was an entertainment journalist, and just like a really interesting story about their friendship. Definitely recommend you reading that article if you guys haven't. All right, well, let's get into some news. Again, we just wanted to obviously mention about that and keep that at the top of our show. But we're going to go into some media news. This is actually probably the biggest news piece of the week, which is that Kate Bishop has been added to the Avengers game. Which, did it come out? Like, it came out?
If you ordered the special edition one, you got it a couple of days early, so there are people playing. Also, reviewers have it. Reviewers have started playing it already. The official release, I believe, is
today?
I think it's today. I think
today probably.
I think it was in May.
Today, or it's the 7th or 8th. Today or the 8th. One of the. I'll go check on really quickly. I'm gonna check on the releases, and I'll tell you in a moment.
Bless you, Kat.
Thank you.
Bless you, Kat. No, Brant's right. It came out today.
Today. Yeah.
Oh.
No, wait. It will be released on September 4th. No, September 4th. It's not out.
Wow.
Okay.
It's out today for the early access collector's edition. It's out on the 4th for everybody who got the regular edition, which is what I got. That's why I was saying, wait, I would have had the game if it came out today.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's coming
true.
out the 4th, which is on Friday.
Okay. So very soon.
And Kate Bishop is the free downloaded content you can get.
Okay.
I believe. Let me see.
I know that Spider-Man was for Sony, which is why I made sure I got the PS4 version.
So wait, Kat, are you getting
free
that?
DLC.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like every video game I get, I just never finish them. Like, I got Paper Mario and I played 20 minutes of it.
There's already a rumor there's going to be a $10 battle pass. They're going to be doing some type of a multiplayer to it, and you get kind of like the way Fortnite works.
Yeah,
it's kind of like you put $10 in, and then you do a battle pass. You get all the stuff unlocked, and it'll be character skins and stuff like that. But I'm going to wait and see what the battle pass is before I pay for it. But yeah, there's microtransactions for sure in the game. They've already admitted that.
I'm like you, Kat. It's like I love playing video games, but I never have time for them. I've got some that I haven't even opened yet from like Christmas before last. Stuff like that.
It's definitely more about the time management. Because in a perfect world, of course, the only games I really tend to play are ones that are like live, like Call of Duty. I'll play 20 minutes of it, and I can put 20 minutes into it. Or like party games that I could play with friends when they're over, not anything I could play solo. That would
party
take so
games
much
are
time.
fun to play with friends.
That's why I've gotten into mobile games and stuff like that. I play Best Fiends and Cookie Run more than anything.
I love my Cooking Fever. That's my favorite mobile game I play every day.
Everyone's been talking about that one.
Really? I'm on to like a level 100 and something, and I play that every
level 100.
Yeah.
On Best Fiends, I think I'm on level like 1077.
Who are you people?
Because you could put like little time. Like if I'm watching like a show or something, I could like play that for 10 minutes, or before I go to bed and play for 10 minutes. Like if I'm, playing Avengers, I got to put 20 hours into that thing to finish it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that is our Avengers news. But I am very happy to hear Kate Bishop's in it, and it was nice to see her.
I'm going to definitely be streaming / playing the game. I just, everybody talks about these microtransactions. I haven't seen anything about it yet. I just hope that it's reasonable. Every game has it. You can't hate it because it's everywhere, but hopefully it's manageable and it's not ridiculous. But I hear the game's amazing. I've watched a lot of gameplay on it. It looks spectacular.
So going into the next thing, speaking of video games, Marvel and Fortnite team up for variant covers. There's not a lot to talk about this week. So variant covers. Although, all right, one thing I want to mention with this, I think what's interesting is for maybe kids going into the comic book store, they would see a Fortnite cover and be like, cool, I'll pick that up. Absolutely. And I think that's a good opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. That's like the one very positive about it. I did not get a chance to read the actual Fortnite comic that came out this week. So, but yeah, no, I think that's a really cool thing.
The Fortnite comic that came out this week, Brent, is the one that was in Fortnite, the game. They actually made a digital copy for Comixology.
Okay,
which
I haven't
think is
played
really
it for a
cool.
while. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it's really cool that they did that. I did want to mention it's really cool that they made an actual comic book of the in-game comic book, so it kind of does connect. The variants are cool. I think it's good for both Fortnite and for Marvel because I mean this is going to be a Marvel-centric season, and seasons last about 10 to 12 to maybe longer if they don't update the game. So you're talking about at least going into the holiday season, Marvel is going to be the center point to Fortnite. Last night there was an update and they added an Ant-Man island. I've been playing the game. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy unlocking the Marvel characters. I'm just not spending $22 on the Silver Surfer skin.
That's a lot of money for a skin.
I'm not. Yeah. I'll keep the free ones that come with the battle pass. I'm not paying unless they make Spider-Man.
Toby says Fortnite comics sound like a cash grab. I don't think so because I think
everything to you is a cash grab.
No, but I think you need avenues to get different demographics to read comics, or else comics are gonna die. And what?
But not just that. It's great artwork. It was an actual story written by.
And it's just a variant cover. It's not a comic.
No, it's a comic. They made a comic.
The Thor comic is not the variant cover.
Oh, the variant.
And also, the Thor comic was free, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Thor comic.
Well, that can't be a cash grab because it's free.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he meant the covers. Yeah. Marvel makes every number one. This week we have 2 number ones coming out from Marvel that have a cover A through J or F or M or however far down the alphabet you can go.
If there's a way to get other people to read comics, I am very excited about it. I don't need to pick up a Fortnite cover for someone else to be really excited about a Fortnite cover. All right, getting into that news. Next up is Valiant open submissions for writers. So if you are a writer with published work, and meaning published work just means that you have written a comic that looks like a comic and not just a script. It doesn't mean you have to be published by Boom or Image or whatever.
Yeah, it can be self-published.
It can be self-published, which is so cool. I wanted to add this because this is just something you don't see, and I just thought this was such a great move from Valiant and giving opportunities for writers that aren't from the big 2 to try to get a chance to do some work for hire because that's just already so hard. And this is Heather Antos, who's worked for Marvel and helped create Gwenpool. So this is someone who's been around the block many times. I met Heather in the past, really great. So I'm so happy that they're doing this.
Heather is cool also because she does these signal boosts all the time on Twitter. And so if you have a Kickstarter and stuff, she lets you promote it through her tweets and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. So she's very creator friendly. So I think it's great from Valiant as well. I wish the deadline wasn't so tight to submit it, but I guess they want to see that, because people
has to be done.
Initiative. People that take the initiative and have the work already done, like you said. So, it's a great opportunity to get a portfolio review from people that have been doing this thing for a while.
Yeah. Did you end up applying, Bram?
I have not yet. I think the deadline is what? It's like 2 days.
September 3rd?
Yeah. So
2 more days.
I plan to. I just haven't put it together yet.
I did put in my little PDF, so we'll see. Yeah. You gotta shoot your shot sometimes. So
absolutely.
Wish us luck on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing it with me. Yeah.
And one thing I think was really interesting too about this one is that you're only allowed to send 20 pages, which is super interesting because that means you cannot send a full comic. And I thought that was crafty because it really shows that you need to show your best work and show scenes and how you write scenes. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's why I haven't put it together yet. I want to go through. I want to go through and pick the best parts. Yeah.
But let's get into the last news piece already. We're up to the last news piece, and that is
it's been an hour.
It's been so long, and we've already really tried to prolong this news. And the last piece is that Keanu Reeves, has launched a Kickstarter. Now, we knew he was doing a comic already because that had been announced. But the surprise is that Boom Studios is doing it through Kickstarter first. And what's kind of funny about this is that if you look through the details, because I was talking to my dad, he was like, you should get the Keanu Reeves comic, get a signed comic. First of all, you have to spend $1,000 to get a signed comic from
That's
him.
insane.
What?
And then
$1,000?
Yes, and then second,
to get signed. Yeah.
to get it signed. And then the $45 tier is you get the first volume September 2021. And then
Oh, wow.
you get all three. But the thing is, you get all 3 volumes. You have to wait until September 2022
Why
to get these
until
books.
next year?
That's
Because I guess
Well,
they have
yeah.
to finish it, but
Yeah.
the big mind-blowing thing is that you have to get 3 volumes at the same time, and you have to wait until September 2022 to get these books.
Yeah, that's their lowest tiers, $45. I just like, wow.
Why a year? I get
feel
that.
like-
2 years.
look,
2 years.
I
you have
love
to
I
wait.
love Keanu Reeves. He's breathtaking, but at the same time, this is kind of a ridiculous Kickstarter. Even Todd McFarlane's Kickstarter, which actually made more sense than Boom Studios, which is a company that publishes comics that wanted Keanu Reeves to do Kickstarter anyway, makes no sense. But anyway, beside that point, that makes no
Why?
sense. Why would Boom Studios want to do Kickstarter?
Because that
Why
way they
not?
have a whole nother revenue stream
Yeah.
instead of
it's-
just the retailers.
it's double dipping. It's a marketing strategy. It's the
I
same.
think the tiers are crazy, and for 2022,
The tiers are crazy.
The tiers
that's
are
what I'm
crazy.
talking about.
But-
The tiers.
Yeah, it's the same concept behind, I'm going to release my book in single issues and a trade. You're getting that money twice. That's the same concept as doing it in different sales channels, which is what Kickstarter is. It's another sales channel. So
Yeah,
it's brilliant by their part. It's $230,000 right now
Already, and
So-
that's the first day.
Yeah,
I feel like Todd McFarlane's was better because of the tiers and because it was literally, we're making a figure. It's coming out in like a couple of months. This is coming out in 2022.
it's
Yeah.
a long time away.
2021.
Yes, I agree.
So
with
2021 is the first volume, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're not going to ship just the first
No,
volume. They're going
I
to
mean, they
wait until
might. Is there
September
free
2022.
Is there free shipping or?
I honestly haven't looked. I don't
Probably
think.
not.
I haven't clicked on it to try backing, but
Yeah.
if the bundle is 3 volumes, they're probably going to send all 3 volumes at the same time.
More than
Again, that's
likely.
just a guess. Maybe they are, but again, you're still waiting a year for 1 volume, and you're still forced to pay for 3 volumes that you might not want. How about if you read the first volume, like, oh, this is not my thing, and then you're forced to get 2 other volumes?
Yeah, no, I'll wait for it to hit comic shops. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy to be forced to get 3 volumes in a row.
But going into the other conversation of should big companies be doing this, it's been a really interesting indie conversation because some people are like, no, they're taking away from us. But I'm kind of on the other side of
I think it brings a different audience to the
the
platform.
platform.
I
So
couldn't
yes,
think of the word
I-
for some reason.
I am happy they're doing it because of that. It's bringing more legitimate praises to Kickstarter. The thing I don't like, and I mentioned this in other channels, is that, and channels as in places, not other YouTube channels. I feel like if these big companies are going to do this, they have to be part of the community. They have to back other projects and they have to promote other projects. If Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves promotes Celestial Falcon, you know,
That'd be
That would be wonderful.
We'd be done. We're done. Kickstarter's over, everyone.
Excellent.
Excellent. Be awesome to one another.
Yeah, but no. To your point, yes, I definitely think they need to be part of the overall Kickstarter community if they're going to be on there. Yeah.
So that is all the news, guys. Again, we are going to do a Q&A after we talk about the books, but we obviously want to talk about the Jokers. We want to talk about our title, which I know someone actually has a question about the title. We'll get to the question when we talk about the book. But yeah, we're going to go under the radar now.
All right. So, under the radar time, where we're going to be talking about a book that we want to talk about. And I'm going to go first. My under the radar book, Teen Titans Annual, issue number 2. So, the annual basically starts off where the last left off of Teen Titans, where Batman comes in saying that the Teen Titans are finished just because of basically, it wasn't just finished because of like everything. It was just finished because Batman said that Damian Wayne killed Brother Blood and everything.
Well, he was Robin at the time.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
at the time. But, he was just saying that, everybody's just afraid of everything and everyone was being like Batman with the whole, being like him and stuff like that. However, though, Deathstroke does make a huge appearance in this comic book and there's like a huge fight scene that he has with Robin, and I thought that was like really intense about how Deathstroke was about to kill Robin, and then Red Arrow came to save him, and then the whole thing where Robin was going to do the same thing. So you kind of see a little bit of Damian's violent side of just thinking that killing's okay for bringing them into justice and all that stuff. But I don't know, like I just saw like a bit of all this happening. The ending part was what really got me, was where when Batman comes in saying that he felt like he failed him as a father and stuff like that and everything, and then it just led to Robin just ripping off the symbol saying I was Robin, and that's where it left off to be continued. That was like really a huge like turnaround for Damian. And that was where it was left off to be continued. Very good issue of Teen Titans Annual.
This was one of the better annuals that I've read. I thought it was really good. I love the fact that it continued the story from the main book, and just the storytelling itself, where there was at one point where Batman was like, I don't know what led you to this, and then you get this whole flashback scene with Alfred's death. And of course, Damian was present for that, and it's like, well, of course, he's messed up in the head after that. And I just love the way that it was structured, and it kind of told that story that we didn't hear from him himself. And just the whole conflict with the Titans trying to take Robin in, and Robin saying you don't see it, and the confrontation with him and Batman. It was a beautiful story. I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I thought this issue was so much better than the last, and you kind of understand why the last wasn't as good, because they needed to wait for this issue.
Yeah,
and they utilized their space really well. I agree with everything you guys said. I agree. I think the emotions between the Alfred and Damian stuff was really good. I liked Red Arrow and Deathstroke confrontation.
Yeah,
but yeah, really solid issue, and I hope it scores in its home run.
I think it's good. We're gonna see Damian Wayne get his own identity finally, leaving the Robin title, possibly.
Yeah.
I think he'll make his own identity, because they did tease this in the Damian Wayne series that they had, the shorter series, and then it'll just circle back. Alfred's going to come back. We all know this. When, I don't know. It could be 10 years. This is DC Comics. They're going to reboot a few times. So when Alfred comes back, I think that's when Damian might return as Robin, or maybe we'll get a new Robin, or maybe one of the previous Robins will come back. Who knows?
Yeah, but it was really a really intense issue though, and I thought, in my opinion, was a very good issue.
I think it's good. I mean, look at what happened with John. John grew up. I mean, Damian's growing up too. That's just the way it is.
All right, Chris, what's your under the radar book for this week?
DC's Hope of World's End issue number 8. I love this issue. It had Ace, it had Crypto, Detective Chimp protecting this little girl. It was an amazing short digital comic, and if you haven't been reading DC's Hope of World's End, I really do hope that DC makes this into a trade. I've been enjoying all the chapters. This one so far is my favorite, and I love how, because of Detective Chimp, you can hear Ace talking, you can hear Crypto talking, and it was really good. And you find out what happened while all hell was breaking loose in the first volume with all the super pets.
All right. Anyone else have anything to say about it?
Fingers when I reads it.
Sure.
All
I
right.
mean, it's a digital book.
Well, it sounds like a good issue, so definitely check that out. All right, Kat, your turn. What's your under the radar?
Mine is Black Magic issue 13, I believe we're up to. Yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot more than the previous issue. It was good to get more of the drama between Rowan and her old detective partner, and things start to heat up a bit. And I know no one reads it here, so that's all I'm going to pretty much say. But there was some really good character work. I love the grayscale for the book, and if you're not reading Black Magic, go check it out.
All right, and Bran, your last one.
Yeah, my original pick was also Teen Titans, so I had to kind of scramble, but I picked Wonder Woman number 761, which, you can argue maybe whether it's not under the radar, but this issue stood out for me for the twist at the end mainly. I mean, the issue, it continues the story of these hallucinations, of which we kind of got the hint and got confirmation this issue that it's from the selfie that she took with the fan, and it was this app that, you know, for some reason it's got Max Lord's technology and somebody's been able to access it, and it's messing with all kinds of people, and Wonder Woman like hurt a battalion of Marines and all this stuff. And we find out the twist is that it's this new roommate with the pet rabbit that's like behind it all, and she's like, Dad will be so proud. So it's like, wait a minute, who's her dad? Is it Max Lord? Is it somebody else? You know, it was very interesting twist, and it kind of, I was already invested in the story, but that one just kind of, you know, propelled me into wanting to really find out what happens next. So it was good.
Yeah, I thought the cliffhanger definitely made it for me. The rest, it's a little bit slower, this arc.
Yeah.
And I also knew she was going to be the villain already. And I actually slipped the last Wonder Woman. But it was an interview. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It said to the public. So it wasn't, you know, confidential information. But maybe it was my interview. But they mentioned, oh, yeah, Liar is a villain. So I already knew that was going to happen. So it wasn't much of a surprise. But I did like the dad thing. I did not know about that. I am curious who the dad is overall. I thought I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't love the artwork because it did change, but
the artwork was definitely better before, but
yeah.
All right, now it's Brand's Under the Radar. So
I will, I guess, take over from Mike tonight. The drive froze for me, so I'm restarting it real quick.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll take the opportunity now.
Ooh, good way. Good.
Thank you. To quickly promote our Kickstarter. Chris and I have a Kickstarter that we launched today. Celestia Falcon issue number 2 is live and going well so far. So definitely go check it out. You can also get issue 1. We actually have an early bird, which is a catch-up tier where you can get issue 1 and 2 covers of issue 2, digital content, and there you go.
We're $33 away from 1,000 on day 1.
42 backers already.
Somebody push us to 1,000 before day 1. Make this $1,000 day.
Isn't it $23 away from 1,000?
20? No, 33.
No, it's 23. Michael's right.
Yeah, $87.97.
Yeah, $23.
I'm sorry.
So,
I took away. Hey, I mean, I'll still say 33.
No one said anyone's mathematicians here.
The early bird is $24. So one person gets the early bird and pushes us to 1,000. There you go. So somebody's just got to take advantage of that because the early bird is only lasting for 48 hours, and then it's gone away, and then it goes up. It's a $5 discount from the regular tier. So, we worked really hard on this one. We're really proud of this one. If you like sharks, if you like superheroes, if you like mystery and hidden secrets revealed, you're going to like this issue.
And we got we have an amazing team working with us this time who brought for example, like Brent was just saying, I clicked it and it brought me right back to the Kickstarter. I thought I clicked it and made it bigger. I made a mistake. But we have an amazing team. Like we have Lucas, he's back again for issue 2. We have some awesome variants. Like Brand said, we have a Jaws variant. We have a battle variant with Celestial. We have a cover A and B. I'm trying to do all this while there's cover B.
$24 gets you 3 comics, 2 digital comics, an audio commentary, and a sticker.
But don't worry. Don't worry. Go support Keanu Reeves. He needs the money. They're
free
just
US
only
shipping,
$45 for 3 volumes.
Wow.
It's cool, Tevye.
First of all, indie creators.
First of all, this is my book, so thanks, Tevye, for that.
That is not the lowest tier. The lowest physical tier is
for
18.
Those of you who just see the link in the comment, just go support it and
absolutely. And we don't care like Kat said, $1. I don't care what. I just appreciate the support. And if you can't support it financially, go share it on your social, and that's just as valuable to us. So honestly, all joking aside, we really appreciate any support at all.
Definitely. And hopefully
but mostly like $24 or more. Like that's
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. All right. So now that
we'll talk more. If you have any questions about the Kickstarter, we will definitely talk about it in the Q&A. So definitely feel free to save questions for the Q&A section. But now we're going to go into big books and our top 5. Now, I didn't get to read that much this week, so I'm going to be turning it to a lot of other people while we get into the books. But I did read Batman 3 Jokers. I know Kat read it. I know everybody read it. This was an excellent first issue, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I loved
absolutely.
it. You go, Michael. You go. And Michael, you
Well,
picked this up because of Mike.
Yeah, actually, I was recommended from Mike Spider Slayer to actually say try it out because he told me that Jason Todd was in it. So I wanted to take a look at it. And I really liked the book. Like, it just showed about there's all these Jokers that are in the book. Like, we have like more than one. And oh my God, like there was just so much that happened. Like there was like one part of the scene where they thought that they caught the real Joker, and then he was like tempting Red Hood, like, you know, to kill him. And we knew in the comic books he wouldn't really do it because he had other people that told him, you know, that he shouldn't do it because it's not the right of way. And then like right when it like really triggered him, he actually, no joke,
Trigger him.
No, he just like. But now, see, here's the question, though: is it the real Joker? Is the one that's
the real Jokers? So all three of them are all the real Joker. They're all just from different time periods, and that's kind of like the mystery of like how is there three Jokers? But there is three Jokers. They're all the real Jokers.
Yeah,
I didn't know if they were.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that after I read this, I'm thinking that it might not be the real Joker because I don't know, just something. No, I just have a funny feeling that it might not be.
They already did confirm that it is real Joker because they're three.
All three of them are real.
Yeah.
Oh well, then that's the real Joker then. But I don't know, like it was just like in my mind, like saying, could this be the real Joker? Are they playing us, like saying that we want to think it is? You know, but I mean, since it's confirmed, then I guess that answered my question.
Yeah,
but it was a really excellent issue, though, definitely.
My question with that is, if they were pulled out of the timeline, does that affect the timeline? Does it diverge the timeline? Does it, you know, it's like where
DC Comics, it doesn't do anything to the timeline.
I know, probably not, but it's like, does it cause the older Joker to cease to exist? You know, I didn't know. I actually didn't know it was confirmed. I didn't know if they were like from different realities or.
Well, they might be.
Timelines.
We just know that there's been three Jokers, I guess, this whole time.
Yeah.
But we know it is a real Joker. We don't know. Yeah, alternate reality. We know it's Joker, right? Like it's not somebody who's dressed up in Joker makeup. That's kind of what I'm trying to say to Michael. We don't know, if it's an alternate reality or timelines. We don't know that yet.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a nice comeback. Anyway,
if I care. If I actually care.
That was good, though. That was good. I gotta admit, that was good.
As I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just say we mentioned that beforehand that you didn't spell his name.
We did. Who cares?
Oh, I don't even know where I was going with that.
We're on the Joker.
Yeah.
The Joker's great. Going back to three Jokers.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good issue. I loved it, and I'm more interested at the emotional aspect of the issue, right? Like, how is Jason going to deal with? Well, Jason, how is he going to deal with killing the Joker? But then with Barbara feeling guilty that she also wanted the Joker to die too, I thought was a super interesting ending. And one thing I liked about the book in general is that we've seen Batman versus Joker in the past. Now it's about Barbara and Jason being part of it. We've never seen them together dealing with their trauma. And they're always the loners of the Bat family. So I thought it was cool that they're the ones teaming up with Batman. They're the ones who rarely team up with Batman. I loved it. I just thought it was a really perfect first issue. I mean, the only thing I would say is maybe the mystery of the Joker is just really established here. There's no big shockers in that regard, but there's some really good emotional shockers.
Yeah. I do love that the three Jokers that they're focusing on are the ones that significantly impacted each one of their lives in some major way. You know, and we got big hints of, obviously of Jason Todd's trauma here. And the way that he told Jason basically you did become my Robin, and that revelation is what sent him over the edge. And it's like, man, that's kind of true. And I hadn't really thought about it that way before. So it was a really solid first installment.
That's not echoey.
I did hear
she
her,
was for me.
I heard her echo too, but I don't think it was on my side.
It sounded like she was on
now.
A podium and you could actually hear it echo throughout.
Yeah. But it's
I heard it
now.
too, but I was
Might have
like,
been
let me just finish the
StreamYard.
thought.
Yeah,
It might have
been StreamYard.
But no,
It's done now.
I wasn't sure what to expect from this. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be into the story, but the way that it was told, I'm totally sold on this, and I want to see where it's going. I want to see what the whole purpose behind this, there being 3 of them is, and how they deal with it. So,
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I definitely agree. All right, moving on now. We have Mega Man Fully Charged. This is all Michael because I did not like the art.
I read it.
Oh, you read it too, Brent?
Yeah. I mean, I'll let Brand go first since I went with the Jokers. I'll let Brand go first.
I didn't mind the artwork. I liked that they did something different with it. It wasn't, it's obviously not your classic Mega Man look, but I kind of like that it's set like in some future period. I'm hearing a little bit of the echo now.
I don't hear it all now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hear it a little.
Maybe it's on my end then. Who knows?
No, I hear it now. Chris, can you mute your mic for a second?
Lower my volume again. Try now.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't hear it now.
Okay.
It could be my speakers were too high.
Yeah, maybe so.
Which is weird because it's supposed to be directional, the mic now.
Yeah. But he doesn't have like his total memories of everything that happened, and he's getting little glimpses of it. So I thought that was interesting, and we see his brother come back into the picture, and now you have like this robot city, and he's basically playing or being human on this side of things right now, and I can totally see like they're foreshadowing all these memories are going to come flooding back, and it's going to be this conflict between him and his dad, and all that stuff. So I thought it was a really great setup for it. So yeah, what did you think, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I did. Now, going into the book, I thought that they were probably going to do the classic Mega Man, but I really didn't mind the art. Like, it was something different, but in a good way different. I liked how when Skullman was the main antagonist of the book and how he got into Mega Man's memories of the past and the future. And I really liked how they made Mega Man look kind of like a teenager, sort of. I mean, I'm thinking that's how they made him look in the story. And I like how Dr. Light actually gets in on the action of fighting against Skullman. Like, he just, like, did, like, a kick to him, and then that was really something. But we get a little bit of the tiny introduction about the Hard Age also. And that's where Dr. Wily was shown in that one. So I don't know if he's going to be played differently or so because he's the main villain of the Mega Man comic series. And there seems to also be a little figure that claims to be Mega Man's sibling or something. And it does not look friendly sibling. And I thought like saying like, who's this character? Because not even Roll was in this issue because I thought that the girl that his sister, I thought that Roll would be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like they've gone completely maybe. Yeah. But they've gone a completely different direction with it, which I think is cool.
But with being to be continued, I felt it was very good. And even though the artwork was different, I didn't find it to be that bad, really. But that's my opinion of the comic.
I agree. Cool.
Looking forward to see what issue 2 is going to bring.
Nice. All right, next we have X-Men issue number 11. Kat, would you like to talk about X-Men?
Yeah. I didn't really like this issue.
I didn't. I'm probably not going to read it either because it's connected to Empyre.
You do not need to. It's very one-shotty. It takes about 3/4 of the issue to get to a main character. Like Magneto shows up in like the last quarter, and then the rest are very C-list. Let me read who they are. Very C-list X-Men once again, which has kind of annoyed me with this arc. Yeah. They're just like waiting for a Rock Slide, which who I know, but C-list. Loa, Anole, we know. Summoner, which is the newer one. Exodus.
Yeah.
And those are the characters that show up.
Exodus his whole point was to say Magneto's a hero, children. That was like his whole purpose through the whole book.
Yeah, and that, I don't even know if there was a purpose to the book.
To show that Magneto's still Magneto.
Exactly.
I guess. And Magneto hardly was still in the issue, but he shows up.
Yeah,
Magneto's alive.
He shows up and shows out. I don't know, but
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't a great issue, and they just went back to that whole what I forget what the other island is named or what Raqqa or whatever. That character, that character that's just
the summoner.
The summoner. Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah.
That guy. He's just sitting there like, oh, let's play a game, and then then it's like things are falling from the sky. It's like, okay, that's over. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird. This whole book is weird, where it's all over the place like that. We've talked about that many times, but yeah, this issue just didn't do a whole lot for me.
Were there charts?
What's her name?
Were there charts?
Yeah. There were so many redacted files in this book.
Wait, was that the one I skimmed through with like there's 4 pages of charts?
I mean,
before it gets into the book.
Every issue, yes. Before it gets no, not before.
That might have been X Factor.
Oh, X Factor, I dropped. I can't take that
okay.
off.
Yeah, I dropped that.
It had a lot too. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it.
They all have a lot. I mean, legit.
Yeah.
Every book has at least
Even
4
Orders does, and I feel like that. Like at least those charts make sense for the most part.
Brian. I mean, anyone who's teamed up with Brian Hickman must be really happy.
Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman.
Why did I call him Brian? Jonathan Hickman.
Because you think you've been this. You keep doing that. That's like the third time you've done that.
Anyway, whoever's teamed up with Hickman must be happy because they have 4 less pages they have to worry about drawing.
You know who I miss? Mora. She started this whole thing.
Yeah. What the heck?
She's no one even mentions her.
She'll show up in like issue 35 and be like, "Oh yeah, we were waiting for this one."
And she'll probably just say the same lines as that bench scene. She'll just be that
in like 2 panels. Yeah.
She was supposed to get her own comic. Like, what happened? I would read that comic.
Yeah. The days when the book was good.
What?
Anyway.
No, a day when a book was what?
Good.
Good. Yes, that's true.
Good.
I agree. I wanted to make sure you said good. So with that, though, we're going into our number 5s. My number 5, we actually just talked about. Deceased, Hope of World's End, issue number 8. Brant, what did you have for your number 5?
Mine is Suicide Squad number 8.
Mine too.
Is it really? Cool.
This is going to be a quick top 5.
Yeah, we got some insight into the past of Wink and Airy, which I love the way their story came together. The way that they met and kind of helped each other out of that situation, which was they were both being experimented on and that kind of thing, and that's kind of how they met and fell in love. And I thought that was a beautiful story. And then also there's like I totally forgot what else happens in the issue. Something about Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Well, yeah, the island. That's where the whole story came from, because they found out why Ted Cord was invested in their island, because they found like this oil reserve.
Some articles were saying like, "Whoa, we find out when Ted Cord is evil." No. We just find out what he's been up to, I guess.
Just find out he's a typical white rich man.
Yeah.
He's going around buying up islands and stuff. Yeah.
But that's what's odd about it, because they even reference like, oh, he's usually not like that.
Yeah.
So wait, so it's not Ted Cord?
No, it is Ted Cord.
No, it is.
He's behind. He bought the contracts to Task Force X, which is Suicide Squad, and he tried to buy this
pretty much.
Yeah, he tried to buy this island because there's like this huge oil reserve underneath this island, and they don't want them to drill on it. So he's trying to, he's like manipulating, players left and right, and that's kind of where the whole thing got started. So we don't know everything yet. We just know that he's behind that. And Amanda Waller popped back up here, and Deadshot. They kind of they kind of skirted around the whole family stuff. They were just like, oh, daughter's out playing with the dog or whatever. It's like, okay. That was like such a big part of last issue and stuff. Issue. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because we have his supposed death coming up. But yeah, it wasn't the strongest issue of the series, but I did like that story in particular, just the backstory of those two. So.
I agree. I mean, if we didn't have so many little issues, it wouldn't be as much of a problem, but I like the two characters, you know, again, like you said, I enjoyed their love story. I wasn't bored by any means. Artwork's really good. It just wasn't exactly what I was expecting for this issue.
Yeah. And I like that they introduced those TNTs, and like one of them is captured, and then you see somebody else is in that tube, and we don't necessarily know who that is. So, you know, you have a little bit.
It looks like a guy from the silhouette, but
right.
I think it'd be interesting if it was Booster Gold. I think that'd be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, so that was Kat and Brand. So, Mike, what was your number 5?
The book we already talked about, Batman 3 Jokers issue.
Really?
Wow, that low?
What?
Yeah.
It's not low. It's number 5.
That's low for Batman 3
Jokers.
There are other books.
Yeah, it did make his top 5, I guess.
For Michael, who just, you know, dipped his toe into that world a little bit, I think it's pretty good.
He loves his Jason Todd.
Jason Todd was awesome in that book too.
Jason Todd is a good character right now.
I'm very curious to see what these next 4 books will be.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Mega Man's definitely going to be in there. But.
Oh, definitely. Number 1. So anyway, before we get into our number 4s, though, on the list, we have TMNT issue number 108. So Baxter Stockman is not actually controlling the Slithery, who we still don't know. He's just a mutant, and I thought I could have sworn Baxter Stockman was controlling him, but he did have a hand in actually taking this mutant's eggs at the end of the issue.
Yeah.
But April saves the turtles. The artwork got a little sketchy towards the end of the book, I feel, with April and Baxter Stockman. I know you read it, Brand, because you have it X'd down.
I don't look. Yeah, I don't love the way April's drawn in this arc. She's a little blocky. It's weird, but yeah, no, it was an interesting story. It's like you expect Stockman to be the bad guy, and eventually he's going to be, obviously.
Oh, of course,
because he took that egg, and you know he's like trying to keep things contained in Mutant Town. He doesn't care about any of the residents in Mutant Town. But I liked last issue better. I think last issue was a stronger issue. And it was more of it was more of the bonding with Jenica joining the team and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This one, at least they got reunited with Lita and
they saved the kids.
Involved. Yeah, exactly.
They saved the kids. But I feel like the Slithery it was unresolved because they were either going to kill it or find a way to save it, and it kind of got away.
Yeah,
it just got away, and they literally just stand there watching it go, and they don't do anything. And it's like, well, I guess they did do something. They let it go and hope that it won't do what it did again.
But it was kind of foreshadowing. Like they kind of talked about, oh, what else is down here? How much of an effect did this mutant bomb have that we don't know about? So it's like
how deep
they're
this
leading
go?
Up to things coming. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I loved it. Artwork was a little sketchy, but again, still one of my favorite books of all time. So, well, I shouldn't say of all time, but one of my favorite books in a while.
Yeah, it is definitely one of your favorite books of all time. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's absolutely one of my favorite books. Everybody probably already knows what my number 1 is this week, so we won't go that far.
We know.
My number 4, however, was Year Zero, issue number 3. Did anybody read this? Because I know Mike reads it, but I don't think you guys.
I did not get to read this one though.
I'm glad that we find out that it wasn't a trap. The end of the last issue went through so much trouble to kill Jason Todd. Yeah, I know, right? Here we are decades later. Jason Todd is alive. One of DC's, a lot of people love to cosplay as him. I mean, Red Hood is a very popular character in DC Comics now.
And like we said last week, one of the best animated films they made.
Yeah, damn right.
Definitely. Wasn't Michael's number 1, though. Just remember that.
But I like how, and we also are getting it's okay, don't worry about it. We're getting a volume 2 for Year Zero already. Really great book. how it's following all the different characters.
There's nobody there.
Francis is copying you. He's actually talking to the other Brant that lives in his head. Brant 2, we like to call him.
Wait, what the
Okay. But it wasn't
Cat's
a trap
there with
yet.
me.
Yes. Oh.
Hi, Brand.
Hi, Brad. Might as
Welcome to
well.
the Brand Show, where he's talking to multiple brands.
That's right.
I thought it was a very good issue.
Multi-branded.
Too bad y'all aren't reading it. I'm looking forward to volume
Sorry.
2. No, you're fine. You're fine. I hope other people
I'm
do
not
try
sorry.
Year Zero, though. It's been a really good book so far. Kat, what was your number
Actually,
4?
I did enjoy the first 2 issues. I think I missed last issue. That's why I didn't.
I think you did. I think you said you missed it in your poll.
Yeah.
Well, my number 4 is Family Tree, issue 8. Yeah, I thought this was a really solid issue. Another ending to a volume, so we have some big stuff happening here, and we get to see the main character. I guess we'll call him the son. He shoots one of the people attacking his grandfather, and then his grandfather dies, and then the ending is we get to see the daughter, I guess another main character, spread pollen into this world and I guess start the apocalypse of the trees, which was really interesting. So there's a lot going on in this issue. And I do again.
Yeah, like I read this issue too, and I was just like saying, "Oh, everything looks so nice." And yeah, I'm like, what just happened? Like everybody's turning into trees, and all this chaos was happening. Like, what's going on here? Like that's something I want to definitely look into. But yeah, I really enjoyed the issue, but it just missed a little bit in my top 5, though.
Man, that one missed your top 5. I'm now super curious to see the rest of
Wait till I get to the other one.
I'm so excited.
Makes sense.
So what's your number 4, Mike?
My number 4 is actually Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 47. And in this comic book, I liked how, it was focusing on Sin Eater a little bit more, but
I'm so bored with Sin Eater.
Yeah, I
I'm ready
can't
for
stand
this to
this
be.
arc,
It's
honestly.
not in my top 5.
No,
I read about like
me
8
either.
of all my books. I could not get into Sin Eater. I'm bored. Can we please
No,
move on?
it's no, but just the thing is that we see how Spider-Man's like saying like people are actually listening, that what he's doing is justice by like going into, the people saying like, oh, so you have sinned. We have to because the Sin Eater just gets rid of the people. Well, not gets rid of them. Like he just gets rid of their sins of what they did and then turns over a new leaf into being possibly a good person. But we also get introduced to the Sin Eater's lair now. The lair was actually what got me really interesting, where he gets powers not for himself, from the others around him. Basically.
Jason Todd killed the Joker, but this is number 4 because there was a layer.
No, there was a layer. It's like an onion. You peel off the layers one at a time.
I'm just saying that,
I'm joking with you, Michael. I'm joking. It was out there. I had to do it.
Well, I was just saying
layers.
Yeah, and Norman Osborn actually appeared on the last page of the issue with the Green Goblin shadow, so that's going to be something that probably the Sin Eater is going to go after next. And of course, everyone has an opinion, and to be continued. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. I'm fine with that.
Grant loves
I got an opinion. It's cool. No, I actually did think this issue was better than the last couple. I'm bored by the art too. I don't like Sin Eater at all. But at least we got some additional insight with Carly Cooper and all that stuff, and the what actually happened with Overdrive, and that element of that part of the story I thought was better. And the fact that it's kind of challenging Spider-Man's altruism, I guess, because the world's not just one way, good or bad like he likes to think it is, and it's kind of a justification for what Sin Eater's doing, but really, I mean, obviously he's just taking people's powers to become stronger. That seems like what his main motive is, but at the same time, a lot of people believe in what he's doing, so it's created this conflict for Spider-Man. So I thought that part was good. So go ahead.
I like the Nora Winter thing where they try like twisting his narrative, and that J. Jonah James is like, why would you give him a platform? Is like, well, I'm trying to tell the news, so if I don't give him a platform, am I telling the news? So I thought that was really fascinating.
Yeah, I like that commentary on journalism. Yeah, that was
exactly.
Was
and Nora, in some ways, I think was right, at least in the journalism ways. Maybe not ethically, but like as a journalist, she was right. And I love that. I love those type of stories. So that part I liked, and I liked that she was the one holding a gun because that was like a twist you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
I don't care about Sin Eater, and I don't care about the ending with Norman Osborn because I'm like, you keep teasing Kindred, you keep teasing it, and it's just not enough. You keep giving us the same information too. It's like, okay, we get it. This person's connected to the Green Goblin, and I'm kind of getting tired of it.
I completely agree with that. It's like those small parts that we do appreciate don't make up for the fact that we're having to read villains we don't give a crap about.
Exactly. Although, yes, I agree. It was better than last issue, but still far from my top 5.
All right, and Brant.
Mine actually is Batgirl number 48.
Oh, we're about to talk about that. So what a perfect way.
Oh, there we go. I wasn't as crazy about the art. But
that's the same artist as Spider-Gwen, original Spider-Gwen.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just something about it didn't really appeal to me. But at the same time,
I didn't read this yet.
Okay.
I wasn't sure I wanted to.
Yeah, it definitely harkens back to everything that happened with Barbara and the Joker, and it's kind of she had ripped her implant. I didn't read last issue, so I was kind of missing.
Last issue was better, in my opinion.
Okay. So she had ripped her implant out, and she couldn't walk again, and she had to call in Luke Fox to, and they kind of.
I need to talk about Luke for a second, though.
Okay,
Brent,
go ahead.
How many times did he call her babes?
Yeah.
Babes.
Yeah.
I counted. I think it was 7.
Maybe he has a crush on her.
No, they
used to
dated.
date.
Yeah, they dated.
Yeah, and he was.
If it was a typo or not, like so close to Babs.
Yeah, maybe it's a typo
her.
for Babs.
No, I think that's what he called her in the Burnside. I go back and look. I think that's what it's like his pet name for her.
Well, if it is, now I definitely know.
Yeah, and I still don't like it, but it's weird. It's like, changed it to Babes from Babs just because you want your own thing.
So did she get her mobility back?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank Christ! Because I would like to see Batgirl remain.
Kind of tease it where, like, if it happens again, she won't be able to.
It's done.
So
yeah, her nerves won't be able to handle it, and she was like, "That's okay, I'm good without it." And he was like, "Yeah, I know you are." So yeah, they're kind of teasing that it might come to Oracle again, I guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if
yeah.
I hope they don't do that. I like Barbara as Batgirl. I really do.
I do too. And yeah, they teased like the whole romantic stuff here again too. And she was like, "I'm dating somebody."
He's very boring now, so that's fine.
Yeah, very. Who she's not answering, he keeps texting her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna mute that." So yeah, that's gonna last.
I really like him.
But I just love the the harken back to the stuff that happened with her, and they and him trying to take advantage of her again, and that's why she ripped the implant out. And so we're going down that, and it kind of connects to everything else going on, obviously, with the Joker War, and just seeing what happened in Three Jokers. Whether I don't know if that's the same continuity or not. I don't know if that's because it's.
I don't know because it's Black Label. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Three Jokers is part of main continuity or not.
Right,
I don't think
it is. Yeah,
but it's just like they're revisiting that, which it was a powerful story, which was under a lot of controversy just a few years ago.
I think it was also interesting to see Barbara's brother. Involved in all as well. No, it's cool.
And possibly getting off his pills again, as we kind of saw, because he's like the alarm's going off, and he's like, just a minute. It's like, here it goes. So
nothing tops the Babes moment. I was just gonna say nothing tops the Babes moment.
And Jim Gordon, man, he's in a downward spiral too. So
yeah. It was a good issue. It didn't make my top 5, surprisingly,
It's
but
not.
not surprising.
All right, so we talk Batgirl. Let's talk X Factor. Who read X Factor?
I did.
I read
I
X
did
Factor.
not.
Go ahead, Michael.
All right. So with this comic book, we do see Aurora, that was resurrected from the dead in last issue, that comes in with like a strange package of some type. And what I saw that was kind of like a little bit interesting was that like Draken saw like it was like some type of logos, but like I didn't really notice what they were, and because no one has really seen them before. So we hear about a murder that happened in the Mojoverse. So when they all go investigate there, they go into this thing, some called Headshot TV. I thought it was kind of a little weird that they showed that. I mean, like a little bit about it, and we get introduced to what's his name, a Mojo, who wants to sponsor the X Factor as ugly mutant creatures. And I'm like, Mojo, you should ask yourself, because have you seen yourself in the mirror? Because Mojo looked ugly itself, to be honest. Very honest.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. He thinks he's beautiful and everybody else is ugly.
I'm sorry to interrupt the X Factor, but this was a book we talked about. That's why I want to throw it out there. Barbara actually was Oracle. In the New 52, there were points where they harkened back to her being Oracle.
Yeah.
Her brother. Cat, you're mute.
More DC Rebirth, I think.
Is it Rebirth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
whenever the
that's
brother
right.
showed up. So, yeah, no, Barbara can be Oracle without being paralyzed. She has done a bit of it, but I guess because she's Batgirl, it's harder to be both. Yeah.
And she wants to be like on the front lines of the action. She's a detective at heart too. It's like it's one of those things where which she can tap into that Oracle mentality when she needs to, but she wants to be there fighting as well.
Exactly.
No, I was just shaking my head no because of the comment from the joke about but but then just getting to the ending part, like it just went to like some other streaming parts that the X Factor did for the Headshot TV, and that's what was to be continued. I did notice there was heavy dialogue again, and I could say it was an okay issue, not a bad issue. It was an okay issue.
Yeah, I didn't love the second issue. They're going off to the Mojoverse. And I get it, it's a murder mystery, and but the whole Mojoverse thing, it's always been every time you're there, you're on some kind of TV show, and this time it took it to a totally different level with, like, it's like totally social media driven and that kind of thing, and everybody knew who they were, and you were upvoted or downvoted, and Dawkins got like downvoted and had to go back to Krakoa, didn't even get to be on the show, so it's like. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling this one as much, but I did like the mystery of Aurora because it's like she doesn't remember how she died or how she ended up there. So there's still some mystery to uncover with that. They just kind of dropped that thread for this issue, which being issue 2, that's kind of,
This book was interesting. It's just the artwork took me out of the book. I just didn't enjoy it, and that's why I'm not reading it anymore.
But the artwork was the same thing as the last issue.
I know, and I didn't like it in the last issue. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't read it.
I don't mind the artwork. It's just, I don't know.
Seeing Dawkins the way he is, it throws me off.
He's more of a flirt, that guy. He
always was.
With anyone and everyone. Yes.
Doesn't he kind of get annoying to any of you for a while?
Nah.
His flirty self, it kind of gets me annoyed after a while. Like a Deadpool. Not like Deadpool. Like
which character?
Draken.
Dawkins.
Oh, I don't have very strong thoughts about the character.
I don't know. That's just me.
All right. Well, that was X Factor, and now we go into our number 3s. I'm going to check mine. Mine was Chew issue number 2. Oh, this was good. Did anybody else read Chew? I think it's on our discussion list.
I did not get to read this issue.
Chew hasn't been out for a long while, has it?
Well,
This is a sequel
spin off
prequel.
with the sister.
Oh, okay.
It's
I like the cliffhanger.
I love the cliffhanger with the twin sister and the original sister's boyfriend ended up using her as a I forget how he called it. He didn't give her real name to the person that was going after them. He gave her sister's name instead, so that he wouldn't get his girlfriend killed.
I only got to flip through it, so I didn't get to.
It was good. I think we're gonna see something happen to her sister now in the next issue.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like the whole family aspect of the book, and it's pretty new reader friendly.
And the partners, when he became partners with Colby, finally, that was hilarious. Like, I'm your partner now. He's like, oh joy, and he's fighting with the police chief. Get this guy out. I don't want him as my partner.
That is something I appreciate overall. Like you said, Kat, that it's like if you read Chew before, you're probably getting a lot more out of it. But if you didn't, you're not lost, which I like because I did not read Chew. So I'm not lost with this.
Which is good because then when this is over, if it stays, before Chew takes place, you can go jump into Chew.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was mine. Mike, you're number 3.
We already talked about X Factor issue number 2.
X Factor. More than Jokers. Okay. Kat, number 3.
Mine's Teen Titans. We already talked about it.
Brant, number 3.
Already talked about it. Wonder Woman.
Well, here we go back to the list. The Flash issue number 760. I love this issue. No one here read it, did they? Except for no one. I'm the only one.
I don't even know why I kept it on.
What was it? And Jesse Quick are pulled out of the Speed Force and brought back. The Flash family is back together except for Wally, who's Dr. Manhattan / working on the Metron chair somewhere. We get to see him in Death Metal, so that's fine. So the rest of the Flash family is back together. Zoom loses control over Barry, and now he has his family versus the Flash family. We are at the finish line, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this all-out fight. It's going to be amazing. I love this issue a lot because it's bringing all the Flash family back except for Wally, which we all know why. So I thought it was a great issue. I really am enjoying this last arc before I don't think they'll renumber, but they'll bring on a new team for Flash at least. So I've been enjoying it. And I think we talked about the other book, which was, Amazing Spider-Man. Unless anybody would like to add anything to Amazing Spider-Man. I think we've all talked it. So number 2s, everybody. And my number 2 goes to Batman 3 Jokers, issue number 1.
See, I could forgive number 2. Yeah.
Mine is higher. Michael, what was your number 2?
Teen Titans Annual issue number 2. And
See, that's okay.
See, that one I think deserves it. There you go.
Black Knight.
1 out of 5 deserves the spot above Joker.
Thank you, Black Knight, for being there with me for the Flash journey at the end. Okay. Boop, there. Now, Brant, number 2.
Teen Titans Annual.
Aha.
And Kat.
Black Magic.
Black Magic. All right. Are we talking about Black Magic, or are we just gonna?
I already talked about it. Under the radar.
Yeah, we were
under the radar. Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Suicide Squad. We talked about
the other 2 big books.
Yeah, we're out of big books. We're just going into our number 1s. TMNT. Michael.
Mega Man.
Kat.
Batman.
We mean, of course.
3 Jokers. Yeah.
There you go.
Of course.
3 Jokers. So there we go. And with that being said, now we're going into the Q&A part of the Oh, wait, no. What am I talking about? Chopping block.
Yeah.
Although
what are you talking about?
People should get the Q&As ready. So get your questions going now.
Yeah.
So you guys can do it.
So chopping block. I mentioned I'm chopping X Factor. Kat, are you chopping anything?
Not this week.
Brant.
Half chop on X Factor. I'll give it 1 more.
Michael.
No chop.
No chop. Going to Brant.
That's my sign. No chop. This.
Okay.
Grant?
Key issues and most anticipated books coming out tomorrow. We got a few to talk about. Batman 98 continuing the Joker War. So that's been good so far. Looking forward to that.
It's been pretty solid. I think Punchline's coming back this issue.
Chris is apparently very excited about Marvel Zombies Resurrection.
I'm interested because of what happened at the end of Thor. I'm wondering if this is going to have something to do with the future.
Yeah, I was thinking about marking it too, but I thought I'm not too sure.
I'm gonna try it. It doesn't mean that it'll be top 5 material, but again, I read a lot of books anyway. So Marvel Zombies are hit or miss. We'll know by the second issue. I'll know if this is gonna be hit or miss mini. Yeah.
Gotcha. There's a new book from I think it's from Image called Inkblot. It's by Emma Kubert. I've seen like her posting about this book for a while now, so I'm glad to see it's finally coming out. So I'm curious about that one. Inkblot is a cat, a very mischievous cat. So it should be a fun book. We got Lonely Receiver issue 1. Is it Aftershock?
Aftershock, yeah. I like Zach Thompson. He does what's it called? The one that you do not like, Brant, the one you dropped.
Okay.
Whatever.
That could be a lot of things.
It's also Join the Future. Join the Future.
Yes.
There we go. That was it. He does Join the Future. I enjoy that. And also this is just up my alley. It's about this like girl who is from not a distant future, like a little bit of I guess a little future is like her pretty much. So her wife is like a robot type thing, and then they end up breaking up. So it's like a breakup story, but it's a horror story. And or actually I think it's her wife. And I don't know, it sounded interesting. I like the writer, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Totally not my thing.
Definitely not.
That's okay though. That's okay. Stargazer #1 did actually look pretty good.
I read this a while ago. I actually got the physical copy when I interviewed the editor-in-chief of Mad Cave. It was interesting. It was an interesting concept. I don't know if I'd come back for issue 2, but it was an interesting issue 1.
I'm interested purely on personal reasons. I actually created a character when I was a teenager named Stargazer. So like I want to read it now. So that's kind of funny. Let's see. Michael is excited about Hellblazer Rise and Fall.
Somebody just asked about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how it goes. If I'm not liking what I see in the first issue, I'm probably gonna either try issue 2 or I'm just gonna see how it goes. So it's interesting.
Is it Black Label or is it main universe?
That's the thing. I don't know.
It's Black Label. It's not a main book. It's 3 issues and it's Tom Taylor.
So how's the Black Label? So how's the Black Label series going?
What do you mean?
Like the Black Label series of
Black Label's an imprint. So it's kind of like DC Comics imprint. It's like Joker. Yeah. It's 3 Jokers. It's just an imprint. It's a 3-issue miniseries. The John Constantine book got canceled. They never said it's going to return. That's what's going on with the main John Constantine book.
Got it.
All right. Can answer this real quick. Yes, you should.
Yes,
it's fun.
It's
surprisingly fun.
It was actually a really good movie. Yeah,
I loved Venom. It was awesome.
We have some really good questions, so keep going with the questions. We'll finish up the.
I forgot we were doing a Q&A. I am so sorry. I just saw it. I wanted to answer.
It's okay.
We're doing key.
But yes, go see Venom. It's a lot of fun, and don't take it seriously.
Yeah,
Venom Spider-Man 3, way better.
Yeah, definitely. Young Justice #18.
I'm excited because Stephanie Brown.
It's all about Stephanie Brown and Tim Drake. So I mean, that's good. We are finally getting that story that they kind of skirted around since the very beginning. So yeah, I'm interested in that one as well. We got the first issue of Black Widow. I'm trying to remember who's writing this now.
Kelly Thompson.
Yes, Kelly Thompson. That's why I'm excited. I knew there was a reason I was excited about it. Yeah, I love Kelly Thompson, and I definitely can't wait to see her take on Black Widow.
Same. I'm usually not a Black Widow fan, but the only very few people could sell me on Black Widow, and Kelly Thompson's on that list.
Absolutely. All right, we got I think this might be the last one. Yeah. We only find them when they're dead.
Yes.
I'm interested in that, even though the title is super long.
I love
I
Halloween,
actually am too.
so
Yeah.
you're interested because sci-fi, but that's what I'm worried about. So the thing that Brant probably is going to love about it is the thing that I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll all try it and talk about it next week. I know Mike was going to try this one too, right?
I believe so because of Halloween.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I think we're all going to check it out. So yeah.
So Michael, you should read it too, so we can all talk about it.
I don't know if that'll be up his alley, but he can check it out.
Not. It's totally not.
What is it? What is it?
It's called
We only find them when they're dead. Yeah.
We only find them when they're dead. Honestly, Michael, I don't think you're gonna like it, but you could try it out if we're all reading it.
Here, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna read the description to you, and you can see if it sounds interesting to you.
All right.
Let's see. Let me skip past the stuff. No one has ever seen a living god, but Captain Malik is obsessed with being the first. Captain Malik and the crew of the Valiant 2 harvest the only resources that matter from the giant corpses of alien gods found on the edge of human space, while other autopsy ships race to salvage the meat, minerals, and metals that sustain the human race. Malik sees an opportunity to finally break free from the system, but his obsession with the gods will push his crew into the darkest reaches of space, bringing them face to face with a threat unlike anything they've ever imagined, unless the rogue agent on their trail can stop them first.
You're going to have to remind me to read on Messenger.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll read it, see if it's worth it. And then if we think it is.
Just make sure you say add my name so I could hear the dong and remember it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
all right. I think we're going into
Yeah.
questions, right? I've been saving them, so I guess I'll read them out.
Okay.
Billy says, if you can go back in time and meet one person, who would it be?
Oh, wow.
I would want to meet John Lennon. That's who I would want to meet.
I still would love to have met Stan Lee at least once.
Oh, there's so many. That's hard.
Robin Williams.
It's a good one.
Dang. I don't know. I can't decide. I can't decide on just one.
People that aren't with us anymore that I'm sure we all would love to.
I know this is going to be good or bad or whatever, but just as musically, as a music lover, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? Yeah, I think that.
Oh, yeah.
That's bad about wanting to meet Michael Jackson.
What's bad about Michael Jackson?
Well,
there's a controversy, but I mean, he's on the list. Everybody I ever wanted to
No.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. All right, let's not go there. Remember, where is it?
We'll let you know what he did after the show, Michael.
I'm sure Michael knows.
Controversy. It's not true.
Okay, going on to the next thing, which is Black Knight. Do you guys like Scout Comics? There's a book called It Eats What It Feeds It. What feeds it? I think since you guys like Red Mother, you'll enjoy it. I want to read more Scout books.
Me too. I was just going to say that I've seen them being talked about a lot lately.
Yeah, me and Brant are actually friends with the publishers, so definitely. And we also know a lot of
why, because Brant mentioned Scout to me a few times. I wanted to try newer books.
Yeah,
and also Kevin, who does Tart, we're friends with as well, and there's some really great people there.
And I've talked a little bit.
Give Cat and Brant money; they advertise your books very well.
They got some good books. I haven't tried as many books there as I'd like to either, so I'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah, thank you.
Scout, if you'd like to reach out to Comic Frontline, email.
Moving on to Zombie Dance. You guys reading anything from Boom? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think.
Wait a minute. Didn't we miss Power Rangers? Was that on the
list? You didn't read it.
All right. Only you read it, Kat, so I guess you didn't.
I'm going to talk about Power Rangers alone.
Yeah.
Well, Mike reads Mega Man now.
Yeah.
All of us read something from Boom, yeah.
Yeah, and Red Mother, which we were discussing.
Red Mother, yep.
Angel and Spike. Buffy.
I'm pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, we just mentioned the book that we're gonna read. Yeah, that we're gonna.
I've actually noticed that a lot of my pull list per week now is a lot of independents, maybe a handful of Marvel, a couple of Marvel, and then a couple of DC. So honestly, I do read a lot more independents now than I do big two.
I think Kat and I have both read a lot of the slice of life books from them too.
Yeah. I think they do a great job at melding something that you wouldn't normally see in the mainstream comic books and something maybe you would see with web comics a bit more.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I hear a little echo. Chris, you want to see if it's on your phone?
I'll try to lower my volume again. I
Get
brought
some
it up a little
headphones.
bit.
Yeah, it might be.
I actually might. I might.
Yeah, it's too late now for next show.
No, but not for next show, for when I can get my hands on a headset.
I actually didn't hear anything about this. Thoughts of Grant Morrison leaving DC Comics forever? Doesn't every year he says he's going to leave?
Yeah, he always says that. Wasn't he supposed to be running, was it Grant Morrison now before I put my foot in my mouth, Heavy Metal?
I thought he already was.
Yeah, I thought he was running Heavy Metal.
Yeah, but
That's what I remember.
I don't read Grant Morrison's book, so it doesn't quite affect me.
Nope.
I don't think any of us here really does.
I don't.
Not
He's
really.
the reason why I dropped Green Lantern.
He's the reason why I dropped so many books. To be honest,
love
he
his
killed the
Justice
ending for me.
I loved his Justice League in the 90s. And I mean, that's what the animated series was based off of.
I always go back to his Batman and Robin series. I really did enjoy that.
That was good too, yeah.
So last question I could see for now is from Black Knight. What music do you listen to? Do any of you play instruments?
I used to.
Why
I do
variety
play
of
an
music?
instrument.
I
Well,
play-
you all know the
like-
dude the Rock listens to, huh?
Yeah. I used to in grade school, way back. I used to play violin actually.
Oh man.
And I've tried to teach myself piano / keyboard over the years. I haven't quite succeeded. I can play Lean on Me. But I like all different kinds of music. I like R&B. I like pop. I like some rap. I like some soft rock, some kind of indie stuff. I'm very eclectic in my musical taste.
Yeah, I love a variety. I could be listening to a musical at one point and then listening to rap the next. I love listening to music, love music in general. Do not play any instruments, though. Don't have that skill.
Yeah, I have a wide variety of music also instead of just rock. Like I like to listen to some classic musics that I grew up with, like
I thought you were gonna say classical. I was like, you know what?
no, like
I
Kenny
never knew.
Rogers. Listen to Michael,
He likes Bach,
Queen, Chris, and Backstreet Boys.
Beethoven.
Backstreet Boys is Bach.
Exactly. And instruments, the only instruments I played was piano because I had like fingers of a piano, but then I went to vocal as my instrument. So
Vocal's not an instrument, that's singing.
vocal, yeah, well, it's an instrument because you're using it, right?
It is
an
your
instrument.
instrument.
Is
yes.
singing an instrument?
It is. because
It
you're
is
using
your
your
instrument.
voice.
Yes.
Although I will say, I don't think
I
Michael's
sing as well.
are a piano like he mentioned. But I will
Yeah, Michael's fingers are literally a piano.
Yeah.
They are.
I can play chopsticks with two hands.
Everyone can play chopsticks.
No, I go
You
dun,
can just
dun,
tap
dun, dun, dun,
Michael's
dun.
fingers and it makes noise.
comes the piano. We do have another question from the Zombie X Dan.
Thank God.
Oh no, Chris, you didn't answer what music you listen to. Chris, you
Chris?
didn't answer
Oh, okay.
what music you listen to.
Okay. Thoughts on ongoing versus
Chris, what
limited,
music
correct?
did you listen
Great,
to?
the music.
I
What do you
said a wide
listen to?
variety. I was the first one that answered.
It's just the variety.
And what about the
listen to all different
instruments?
types. I don't really have a
Sorry. I
specific
should've
preference. I
screamed as a
listen
baby
the
something
least
the other
amount to rap. Everything else, I can kind of hear anything. And
You don't like rap.
Mayonnaise and
Eminem is where I begin and end.
depends on how you use it, I suppose.
It is an instrument.
Like
I
practice
saw it right
one
before
song.
you. Yes, it depends how you use it. Like Brand said, you can use it in many different ways.
Yeah, so
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 we have a
ongoing
question.
versus limited. The correct answer is, of course, what writers thinks it should last. Of course, but for me, I just can't do minis or limited series. I read both. I read
Same.
both.
yeah,
It-
same.
Every arc is technically like a mini series. It's just they all connect.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
I
agree.
don't limit yourself.
Definitely.
Even though the
All right, I
series
think-
are-
Even though the series are limiting, they're limited, but they're not limiting.
yeah,
But I think that's all the questions we got going. So we're gonna start wrapping up the show. We want to answer a few just to, talk a little bit more for the podcast.
So before we
yeah, go ahead, Chris.
do we want to talk about anything? Because I know Brant and I do, but Kat and Mike, do you have anything you would like to talk about before we?
I don't think so.
I mean, I am working on some returning series videos for my Durock 18 channel, trying to do that if and when it will happen. But all in all, it's working out pretty well. And happy September, everybody.
Wake
How
me
could
up
you
when
not have
September-
heard of the Beatles?
I
don't care
was
how old
waiting
you
for
are.
you to say that.
Who hasn't heard of the Beatles? Where is this? Where?
Gore Vidal.
Oh
Friend
yeah,
of mine
Cat's
who
wearing the
teaches my
shirt too,
history
Beatles.
noted- I didn't even notice. I am wearing my Beatles shirt.
Yeah,
That-
I'm a very, very big
That's a
Beatles
huge
fan.
Beatles fan.
Yeah. Those
Ooh,
Beatles.
I'm an Islanders fan.
I'm Islanders
Uh,
and Rangers.
I'm not much of a hockey fan.
Islanders.
Some, though, when he
I-
played Imagine by John Lennon, had heard the song because their mothers listened to it. They didn't know Lennon was a member of the Beatles. So I'm glad. Well,
Oh my
some people
goodness.
don't know that that's not a Beatles song. It's only a John Lennon song. Because I know
Yeah,
I've actually
Yeah.
John
had,
Lennon.
like, yeah, that's from the Beatles. I'm like, no, it's just from John Lennon.
And
But-
Joe Hill, some of them ended, and some of them are. I know that Plunge is still going on. I don't know if the others were limited.
They shut down. I just thought. I didn't know they shut down. I didn't think there was like an official announcement about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
really
don't
read
believe
them.
they
so.
shut down. I'm not sure, but I do know that I saw Plunge still, not a week or two ago. So I know the other minis ended. A lot of them ended. Bucket Full of Heads, I think, was over too, right?
Basketball.
And then-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it all like ended on its own note. Like
Right.
they were all
Yeah.
serious.
One day, the Beatles will only be a footnote in
Oh,
history.
no, they'll always be remembered.
Oh.
No.
That's like
Beatles
saying
are-
Elvis is just a footnote, right? I mean, it's
We can't.
It all, music wouldn't be it the way it is now without the Beatles or Elvis or any of these people that
Yeah.
made, the foundation.
this was in Texas. It makes a little bit more sense now. I mean, I'm in
You can't
Texas
forget-
as
and
well.
you can't forget the Beach
Um,
Boys. They were good too. The Beach Boys.
I'm not going to compare the Beach
Yeah,
Boys to the
the
You
Beatles.
can't
Beatles.
compare the
No,
Beach
I'm not,
Boys
I'm not
to the Beatles.
comparing. I'm just
That's like
saying in
comparing the
general.
Monkeys to the Beatles.
No, I was just saying.
Honestly,
in
that's
general.
a better comparison than the Beach
Yeah,
Boys.
that's a better
It's true.
comparison. It's like
So-
comparing Aaron Carter to the Beatles. No, I'm
Before
kidding.
we-
It's
Who's
it's not quite
Elvis?
that bad.
Oh, Silver, I'm not even answering you right now.
Who's
I'm not even
Elvis? Come
Who's
on.
Elvis
You know
Presley?
who Elvis is. You know who
They're
Elvis
playing-
is.
They're playing jokes with us at this
You
point.
ain't nothing but a hound dog. Just crying
Crying all
all
the time.
Suspicious minds. For
So
you,
if-
Silver.
If you haven't already, go over to Kickstarter. You can go to celestialfalcon.com / I'm trying to find the screen share KS2, and you can get the Celestial Falcon Kickstarter page. If you haven't backed the Kickstarter already, we're so close to 1,000 in one day. So close. We're touching it. We're touching it. We're tickling it. So if you haven't backed it already, please do. And if you can or can't, please
That's not
share this with everyone you know. Share it in groups. Share it everywhere. Let everyone know that Celestial Falcon issue 2 is on Kickstarter. It's actually issues 1 through 2. You can get both issues if you missed out on the first one. This issue, you've got the secrets revealed. You have an unearthed hidden place. You have darkness is finally a light shines in on a little bit of darkness. We have a gigantic shark. The action starts from the first page and doesn't stop all the way through the issue. So definitely check out this Kickstarter. What are you laughing at, Brent?
Nothing at all. I love your descriptive.
I know I
story.
screwed it up. Shut up.
It's like,
Shut up. I
darkness.
screwed it up.
Oh, we
I've
got a
been
big
doing
shark.
this
I
all
can't think
day.
of what else to
I'm
say.
all over the place in a
What
big
was-
shark. Yes. So if you haven't backed the Kickstarter, definitely go over to the page, back it, share it with everyone you know. We want to get this Kickstarter funded
Yeah.
and into all of your hands as soon as possible. Brant, go ahead. Since you go ahead.
No, don't put me on the thing.
Now I'm putting you on the spot. Since you
No, I know,
trying
but
to take you off.
Kat, you kicked Kat off. Kat just
I didn't
left.
kick
She's
Kat
like,
off.
she's tired of
I
listening
think
to
it's
us.
all her.
No, I was just gonna say, if you did read the first issue and you wondered who Mac is, what his motivations are. You get all that in this issue. You get a lot of revelations, a lot of secrets revealed. You get the source of you learn what the source of their power is, and what their purpose on Earth is, and all kinds of stuff. So it's plus, like Chris said, there's a big giant shark, so it's really cool.
She is a big giant shark. So with that, everybody, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Have a happy new comic book day tomorrow, and we will see you all next week for another episode of Comic Book Weekly.
Yep.
Great.
Oh, wait, we forgot. Don't forget to subscribe and
yeah.
subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And
It was already up.
It was already up. I'm trying to...
It was.
Just check us out.
Subscribe. Bell. Links. Finger
that button. Oh, sorry.
Wow, I mean, you could.
That's what she said.
That is, yeah. Hey, you are the she. That's what she said. Don't forget to follow. That's what she said, G.I. Joe.
That's how we end the show.
That way.
Finger that button. That's what she said.
We've just screwed this. When Mike lost,
I didn't screw up anything. I'm glad we did it that way.
He's gonna be like, I'm never missing again.
I'm not gonna take a time. I'm never taking a night off again. You guys are nuts. Have a good night, everybody. Before Kat says something else, I say something else.
I'm so happy right now.